Every time I underestimate it, it seems to have the right draws with the right combo. Entire city of Enskede, so Thijs doesn't have his internet disconnect like he did in day number 1.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that, but all right. Hopefully, none of that does happen. It is going to be a Druid mirror. Looks like Thijs has what I would consider the better opener. Oh, maybe not anymore. Looks like they both have some real, I don't know what they call those, sinkers. They just do nothing for most of the game.
Well, they trade. That's basically what it is. The Darnassus Aspirant will warrant your opponent to definitely clear it.
Yeah,
that's going to reset his board, and he can't do anything the following turn.
I was mostly referring to these like huge minions. Like there's a 7 and a 6 in I think it's Savz's hand. He's got the 6, 7, 8 Thijs.
That's true. And they're very similar too in what they try to accomplish. So we'll see. I mean, I still do like having some of these minions. It can trade with minions, and then you'll still have 2 more. Versus if for some reason someone can deal with your Ancient of War, silence it, and threaten whatever Thijs plays reactively.
He's going to play a bit passively, though. He's going to give respect to a potential 5-drop from the bonus mana crystal and the coin of Thijs. Instead of playing his own 3-drop, but that seems acceptable as he doesn't have a 4-drop either. So
play. I mean, even if he had a 4-drop, I think he would still consider playing the Farseer, so he can play, use the coin pretty effectively. As long as he has something to do next turn, he has an opportunity to coin a Thorson on 5, and then hit the Ancient of War on 6, Ragnaros on 7. So that's going to be the plan for Thijs. Just draw something playable. Meanwhile, Savz is going to be on the plan of just like making sure that he has something.
22er.
Yeah.
And it's gone.
Yeah.
I had my hopes up.
It makes sense to use it now, just because again he wants to coin Emperor, but you are right. I think in the end, whether or not you attack here, you could be missing 5 damage, which is very relevant.
I think the main consideration was in regard to keeping his Emperor safe.
Yeah, but he can do it next turn as well. The best way to remove it is the Keeper of the Grove tempo. Otherwise, if your opponent used Wrath, you only had 3 more mana to use.
Well, there's no swipe in Savz's hand yet, but that would be a pretty brutal card.
Yeah, swipe would be such clean removal, giving you enough mana to also develop other stuff. I think because of the size of your hand, and that you have cards like Living Roots being 0, I think it's okay to trade here and try to put the onus back on your opponent to clear. I mean, he still can't clear very cleanly.
I think you just don't clear. I think you Ancient of War and prep for combo next turn.
Because the thing is, some plays are really obvious, you know, like when you swipe face when there's like a 4 health target in front of you. But exactly. In this case, it's still pretty sneaky. It looks like
he can stay alive if he plays Sylvanas.
Well, actually, there's just no way he can yeah, there's just no way he can really survive. You're actually right. There's like I was just thinking like he has to heal, right, and then Living Roots.
Right.
That's the only way he can survive. So that's gonna wrap it up. And Thijs with the 2-turn lethal spot. This was one of the difference makers that you know we saw Life Coach, his teammate, opt to not do something like this and end up punishing him. And I think Thijs, this is something that he's recognized a lot because he's played through it so often.
It is a difference in playstyle that I've noticed, that Life Coach would play around more cards than most people can imagine. And the Priest Warrior.
It's
gonna be Shaman from Savz, in fact.
For itself to activate, but I'm sure you'll pick it up within the next 3 draws or so.
I feel like Thijs is in a very good position here. With these 2 decks, and the Shaman not having won any games, and I mean, I hate to call it early, but it doesn't look like he's going to be winning this game.
I mean, you can just say someone's favored. You don't have to say it's over. You could say heavily
Yeah.
favored.
You're punishing the options.
Is someone injured?
Yeah, and that means you're not forced to use the coin immediately, giving yourself further options to explore. One thing to consider is that Harrison Jones might not actually have impact if Shaman never draws Doomhammer.
But
And
can Shaman win without drawing Doomhammer in this situation?
It's a good question, because he's the one who has to deal with it ultimately.
Okay. Well, the Wormrest agent does a pretty good job here. Can Lava Shock and Lightning Bolt just to push for more and more damage.
Yep, try to get more out of your minions, except his minions are going to be met by a wall known as the Twilight Guardian. And the Twilight Guardian is going to be so good because not only will you have minions crashing on it, but you'll also have the Farseer to bounce it back up in health.
I think he might Farseer here.
Yeah, Farseer also does have some validity, but the taunt directly translates to health, versus the Farseer is going to just make your opponent attack into your face anyways.
Yeah.
So it's like a temporary stall versus this is a hard stall.
And play the taunt the turn after, then you'd have the coin for turn 5 with the Cabal. I feel like the game really ends when the Cabal hits on a good minion. It's just such a swing.
It's right. Horse Riders are great. Feral Spirits are awesome. Even when you landed on other stuff that you don't really expect it, like Leopard Gnomes, it can really swing how things are going. Ban Bronzebeard, another intimidating card. It's not directly.
Whoa!
It's not directly the threat, but what it can combine with is good. He needs 2 juggles onto Bran.
Or face. I think double face is all right as well because Bran cannot challenge these taunts. I'm actually thinking Savz has pulled it back. I think
7-9. So it's not impossible. It's like we were saying though. Just because you have Harrison doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to win.
That was an anti-kill bot I just noticed. Oh, I guess a little bit better.
Whoa!
Wow!
2 more. Add those to the count. Bran is taking damage. So those splits allowing you to kill Bran if you want. Trade in is maybe one of the wolves, but he doesn't want to weaken his board to Holy Nova anymore.
Yeah. Pyro, but no spells. You gotta do Cabal.
Shadow Priest.
Let me change your mind.
Hit the 2-1 and really hope that your opponent doesn't have any more Doomhammer off the top.
On
Is that
curve.
Seal it? I think that might seal it. It's on the mana curve, but I don't know. It's allowing him to put 7 more damage, but that damage still seems very far away. And if you, I mean, this is because you're playing as if it doesn't exist. Here's another thing though. Harrison costs 5 out of 7 mana. With 2 mana remaining, you have to pick up cards like Holy Smite. Boom. He's not happy to see that at all, but he still knows that there's a
draws. There are 2 Holy Smites in this deck. Let's see if they're drawn. That's a 1-drop. That's not a great one. Oh, one of them.
Ooh.
That
That was so important. The last draw possible. Oh my god.
And the Twilight Well to push for more board. Okay, 8 damage short. Oh, that's a blunder. That's just nothing.
It's nothing. It's to get past the taunt if he has some kind of damage, but he'd rather just have damage.
Play. That's what he's thinking about, doing that versus the Holy Nova. The Holy Nova seems like the obvious choice. He might do the Holy Nova and the Farseer, just to push himself as far as possible. Yep.
I like it. It also sets up lethal for the following turn. And can Savz come back? No, the Totem Golem just too weak at this point. I mean, it's just too weak on the tempo. Even if it was a huge minion like Fel Reaver, wouldn't do anything because he's just dead on the board.
Savz has to kill the Drake just to not be dead on the board, but there's plenty of damage coming. Thijs has an additional 5 in hand right now.
Cabal the spell power totem and shoot him for 3 on the Holy Smite. That's what I say.
Wow, that's a weak BM. Is that right?
Okay,
though?
and you
BM doesn't win tournaments.
Crip, you have 10 seconds to one up me.
Oh, I don't know about that. Priest is gonna destroy the warrior in most games, but I have a feeling this shaman is really going to struggle to pull out against this warrior if it even comes to that.
If it comes out to that, I mean that's a opening hand where it's okay for Druid. You got the Mounted Raptor, which is sticky. You've got Emperor Thorson early on, which is great. But if Warrior can pick up a single dragon, I would say that it has decent amount of removal options early on.
Mm-hmm. I like the
Nice
living
draw.
here. Yeah. I'm a big fan of saving at least one Innervate for Emperor. I mean, you have good 4-drops in this deck, but they're not active. Like, you have a Savage Combatant, which is a great 4-drop, but you feel bad just playing it on turn 4. So I think nothing is really going to beat a Innervate Tharson on 4. I look like you might be going for
Innervate the Drake.
Yep.
Okay. It makes sense. He has the 3-drop following up. Wants to keep up the pressure. Doesn't want to pass to the Alexstrasza's champion. Let it just seize the board. Warax. Alright, Fierce Monkey coming down. He has 2 of them, so it's better to get it down anyways. You're absolutely right. Mounted Raptor, one of the stickier minions as well. So that card's really complicated for Warax to trade into.
Yeah. But it can do it. I'm wondering how much help to keep another minion.
I think so. I think minions fighting minions is the way you can win in the long term as the warrior, because as you need them to fight and scale, so that way you're not taking the big hits from the Ancient of Wars and the Ancient of Wars. Plus, that Armorsmith is so nice with more minions on board. It's great.
Ready? Like, there are no whirlwind effects. I think it's good enough to just play Living Roots as 1/1s. That surprises me.
This is interesting.
Very aggressive.
Especially because it's like he has Living Roots. So he's using Living Roots after he uses Savage Roar to clear the board, and he doesn't have Savage Roar. But I think he's recognizing his hand is pretty awkward.
He can
is
shield
Thijs.
slam.
Thijs
He can
is
shield
really
slam
awkward.
and monkey.
He's just gonna armor up. He wants to use Bash and Shield Slam in tandem. Voidwalker not really that great as it should be, even though that's usually a much higher than average 1-drop.
That's an okay draw.
I must safeguard.
Yeah, so Druid's gonna need a lot of help from Ancient of Lore in the coming turns. The hand's not terribly impressive to close the game out, but Warrior's also floundering.
Just needs a dragon. Just needs a dragon. Cards in hand. It's marginal.
Eyes are open.
Yeah, I mean, he still had an option of playing the Blackwing Corruptor, but I can understand why he wants the value off of it. And here we go. Is it the parade for Savz to start making the comeback? His opponent had a very weak turn, producing some pretty effective cards with the Ancient of Lore. And the only way to remove it is to Bash, Hero Power, Shield Slam, and that happens to be 6 mana. A dragon killed the 5/3 with the
Wow, that'd be
Blackwing
ridiculous.
Corruptor.
Ridiculous. Oh,
What
he
a
got it!
swing.
He got it! That was huge! Slam into dragon had to be the best sequencing of draws there.
Wield
Yeah.
the power.
It's also a playable dragon too. It's not like something that you have to wait till turn 9 and hope that his board's okay. Twilight Guardian's usually very good. So the Wrath.
Yeah, you can wrath for you can wrath for 1 and Savage Combatant kill that. Then the Keeper kills a 3/2.
I like it a lot. You don't have to worry too much about trading with your health. It's very clear this deck's not running some kind of Gromosh, Alexstrasza combo finishers. Maintain board control.
When those big minions do come down, MC Tech is his only defense, though. Get another turn.
Yep, touche.
You're really just, I mean, you have like 2 or 3 9-drops. I think it's 3 9-drops and a 10-drop. You just have to draw one of those. That's it. That's the game. Get one of those.
Yserian, Nefarian. Oh, sorry, Yserian. Ysera, Nefarian.
Onyxian, Varian.
Varian.
It's crazy value in each of those.
Oh yeah, we saw the Varian Dream. It happened. Pulled 3 minions onto the battlefield. It's awesome.
Oh.
Okay, I mean, here's the thing: you're getting by with removal, but it's just barely, you know. And Druid's still gonna keep foot on the pedal. And putting the Druid in a position where it has to draw into lethal is gonna be really dangerous to fight back from. Ashes, a shield slam, it ain't a slam.
Yeah.
He's not gonna uproot. But is there any world where where $12,000 wasn't on the line? Would you uproot?
No, I don't think so. But I do very much approve of not trading the 3/3s. Hello.
Oh man, I think it's time to forget the synergies with the Twilight Guardian. This Goku, yeah.
Well, a swipe
14
could
of
easily
stats.
take care of this. He has 2 chances for a swipe.
You first have to get the swipe, and what are the chances of those, Crip?
Well, we're gonna try.
It's not looking likely that he'll be able to benefit off of... Oh, sorry, Savz used one early, not Thijs. Thijs is the warrior player.
Yeah.
By the way, kind of funny that he played Mind Control Tech, and then Nixia followed up with it. You could argue you could play 2. He doesn't have many dragon...
Oh yeah, I think you do play. I think you do play 2.
The only one I believe might be a second Blackwing Corruptor, which is 1 out of, I don't know, 14 cards at best.
Yeah. It's not really worth anything at this stage.
Would you use your weapon at all here? Probably not.
No.
You're probably MC Tech. Do you expect 2 MC Techs?
I have a sneaky suspicion that he might have 2 MC Techs in there. But we've just seen it so frequently. I don't think we've ever seen 2 in one game, but we've seen MC Tech in every game.
You've been burned too many times, Crip.
Yeah.
The trauma is so real. Oh gosh, another bad draw here. Wild Growth still at least giving him ability to cycle. Imagine if Wild Growth couldn't cycle. It's so awkward if he ended up playing it. He could also sit to clear, right?
No, I think he could just commit to it now, give the warrior to 1, because then he has Keeper and then Hero Power. It's not like there's more taunts in this deck. He's gone through 2 monkeys and 2 Twilight Guardians, right?
Yeah, but you also know that there's like shield blocking this deck too. I think you just clear and then try to ride the minions a little bit more.
Yeah, probably.
There's actually, I think it's still completely okay. Warrior's out of cards, and you know what card you would really want right around now? Probably want Varian Rin. Except you use your monkeys! What kind of toss do you have? Armorsmith.
It had to be something better than that, but yeah. Shield block into something would have been good.
Alright, death it is. Savz stays alive in the series, but it would have been just
Like the Druid, the minions are hard to remove. Oh no, it is gonna be Shaman!
It also could be a comfort thing. Maybe Savz doesn't feel like his priest is as reliable as he'd like it to be.
But the few times it has worked, the deck is pretty spectacular.
Not exactly the cards to follow up turn 1 for the Shaman, but the Warrior isn't exactly in the most comfy of boats either. needs to pick up some weapons. Throws away a Farseer even, so that way he has a higher likelihood of picking up a weapon.
It's really all about the War Axe. I think he mulliganed away to Shield Slam, drew the other Shield Slam, and the first card was the first Shield Slam that he mulliganed out. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, definitely. It's not ideal whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to consider it. But I feel like the slam is better used to kill a juggler behind taunts.
Yep, also completely fair. You don't have bash. I like it. Your opponent didn't show ability to deal with the board, so just go for it.
Oh, this is pretty crazy. That monkey is going to get destroyed by that lava burst. Cruel task. Oh no,
he's going for the monkey. That's going to cause a lava burst.
Lava monkey. There we go.
But if the Feral Spirit's hit 2 turns, then it's worth it. It's actually more damage. It's 1.5 turns of attack.
If you play the Rock Biter, you have to lose a 2-1, so it's only 2 more damage.
Oh, you're right. It's only 2 more damage.
I think he's going to double trade too.
Oh, okay. So it's giving up that 4 for another 2. Okay, that's perfectly reasonable when you start analyzing it like that. Because I like keeping the coin for the flexibility of being able to Lava Burst next turn if needed. Cool Taskmaster to pick off this Tunnel Trog. So
that's a huge deal.
Yeah, this Tunnel Trog going down. Ancestral Knowledge definitely has a lot of gas to go into it. And the Doomhammer was picked up, so it's definitely not the happiest with how it panned out, but it's okay. At least he has a Doomhammer, one of the important cards against Warrior, in my opinion.
The only reason to trade here would probably be like a slam.
Yeah, I guess so, but he can also just slam the other one if you really wanted the card draw.
Yeah.
Blackwing Corruptor. Pretty nice. That's probably the best card that Thijs could have drawn here.
Mm-hmm.
Little time.
What do we have here?
Well, if you like Totem and you get a spell power, you can Lightning Bolt. And that does give you the option of keeping your mana for next turn so that you can play the Doomhammer.
Yeah, you can do Doomhammer and Lightning Bolt next turn.
Is that you miss out on hero powering, and I think Thijs also might be in the mentality that he wants to hero power as much as possible. But he can't also he can also equip the weapon too, which is really annoying. He'd rather have all those things, which is why Emperor might be one of those things to try to squeeze in. He's taking a super safe approach, even trading with a 1/1. Oh my god! Allow him to set up a clean, fresh slate for Doomhammer to start going to town next turn. He still has an enormous amount of damage. 25 again, or sorry, 20 with the burn, but 24 with Doomhammer and 28 the turn afterwards. So he's going to really start to hope that this Totem Golem can start putting in the work as well.
And that Lava Shock was a triple interbait.
It's really sick.
Alright,
now. But is it too late? It's a lot of damage. Right now it's 16 damage?
Yeah, it's 16 that I see. Oh, and there's the replacement hammer.
Yeah, this is if you are afraid of the Harrison, but he's not. I'm sensing that the series is going to be tied and going to Game 5. Unless Thijs can somehow bring it back right now. He's even going for the Lightning Bolt.
No, I don't like that too much. Next turn is your last turn. I think it's better to be flexible with it. You play 1 mana now, but you have 1 mana.
That would kill off the Warrior. So we probably want to do that. The good thing is that you get to actually use the Fiery War Axe this turn and start hitting. Because otherwise it's just sitting there doing nothing. But here's another bigger problem, is that you can't kill those Shaman before it's likely to pick up another piece of burn here. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's going to be it. But I think that may have not been true. With a 5 mana True Heart and a 0 mana Shield Slam, you could have gained 6 armor next turn and Shield Slam for 6. So actually the Emperor's second pick had a really big impact that game. And had there not been a lethal there, It's possible that Thijs could have helped. The priest minions are just too big to be dealt with appropriately by this warrior deck, so we'll have to see. Dragons, though, deals with the monkey as well.
Yep, that's right. Being able to deal with those early game minions is going to be such a big deal for the priest. You really need to be able to land that curve, because the priest hero power doesn't do anything. At least the warrior hero power still gains you life, and ultimately synergizes with shield slam, but priest still has no benefit whatsoever if it doesn't have any minions.
Actually, I really like Savz's hand here. He can do turn 4 Corruptor, turn 5 Corruptor, and he has a Shadow Word Pain.
For the life binder.
The pain answers the champion.
Does it?
It can. I mean, it depends on what you want. You can also pass, but that's 2 turns of taking this damage.
It's not about damage. I think it's about value. This warrior deck has no draw. It's all about the big minions.
It's just going to be more pressure building up, and with that Arathi Weaponsmith draw, that's basically optimal lines of removal.
I think he's going to pass
Maybe he feels
again.
like he's going to...
Yep. The situation that he set up is, if Thijs plays something, he does Auchenai Circle.
Evaluating this, thinking, like, why isn't he doing anything? He's just passing. Even if he wasn't, like, passing on purpose for this, say he had no play, he definitely would be the format, right? I'm not used to seeing this, but yeah.
That I am surprised
a lot, man.
That is a really passive play. I thought he would circle.
It's okay. That's the best target Shadow Word Pain can hit. I've seen scenarios like this very recently.
Oh, we have. Oh no!
Ah! He's not gonna have a dragon! Ah! Oh my gosh. Alright, okay, here we go. The clear, the circle clear. It's okay, because this turn he's gonna play the Weaponsmith anyways, right? He wasn't planning on playing the Corruptor. So he has 2 draws to get the dragon.
Yeah.
No! Okay.
There's Varian.
I get it. Azure Drake there was the best to replace. It's like to build the pressure in case he's not actually saving for an Auchenai play, and it also replaces itself. So for him, in his opinion, he was okay. Well, but this is the march back of the priest.
If he played the Weaponsmith first and the Azure Drake second, he could not.
Brutal, because the difference between keeping the Drake and not is huge. Bash is 4 damage. Shield Slam gets an extra.
Playing a lot of heal effects. It can really steamroll out of control. So you could even make that play and then just War Axe at the end.
Okay, so he does end up going for a full clear option, but he's dumping a lot of cards to do it. I guess the good news is that almost anything is answered by what Savz plays. The only problem is that he doesn't have a dragon. Another valuable trade here. The priest is just really marching on. It's like you said, using the health as a resource and playing conservative from the beginning. It was a great line that Savz has taken.
That's a good card. That gives him the dragon he needs.
About time. End up paying off. But if he didn't, he would have been in a very similar situation as his teammate, Life Coach. Savz also, I think, plays 2 Entombs.
I think you're right.
So that means ultimately the dragons in the late stages of the game for Thijs, assuming it goes to a point where neither player can kill each other, Thijs will outgrind the warrior by a big margin.
Depends on the Northshires, right? The Northshires can swing that in a huge direction. I'm pretty familiar with the Control Warrior versus Control Priest matchup and the Fatigue game. But I think Savz is too smart to let that happen.
Yeah, he's definitely played his fair share as well of the matchups, particularly the Golden Monkey ones, the variants. You play Fatigue. I think everyone's really experimented with it a lot. Man, Thijs from this point, he's got to use Variant to climb back into it. Azure Drake trying to see if he can dig for some other stuff and really keep up the card count. That's not
an
bad
excellent
at
card.
all.
Yep.
It does happen to weaken one of the minions within range of the Fiery War Axe. So either you choose the Fire... I guess you probably put on the Azure Drake, because the Pyromancer is going to die either way.
I like the Azure Drake a lot more. I would consider perhaps... I guess you can't do much about it. No, I thought you could heal. Never mind.
Alright, let's go. Varian Rin, this is an actual real need for Varian.
Yep.
Your skills
Whether
are
you
low.
pull minions or draw cards, anything will do.
If he gets like Ysera, he's gonna win the game. Nope.
Oh man, nope.
Oh!
And he drew his third card?
Slam.
Slam. That's so huge. Because now he can only play Sylvanas, but he can't actually guarantee a steal on it. No Entomb. Is that really what it's come down to?
Well, it's happening pretty quickly here.
Well, okay, here. Oh my goodness. 50-50 to steal Ysera, which can completely turn around the tide.
Nope.
He steals Varian instead.
That's huge
Sweet.
because now Dream punishes Varian.
Yeah, that's right, because the Varian has to be played again, and then that
Yep.
pulls really deep into the deck. But it's... Oh, okay.
Oh, just a card. Just a
Just
card.
a card.
I think Thijs might have a fatigue game on lock.
Well, he's drawing with the slam, so he's still evaluating his plays. He also went for that risk because he knew that if he played Sylvanas and just Death Varian, for example, he's still in the same spot, but might be even worse. However, don't discount the fact that Savz can still get an Entomb off the top of his deck.
Welcome to the Grand Tournament, champion.
Savz can't believe that Varian got bounced.
He's like, no, I don't want... You gave me the Varian. Usually the player who plays this is in the bad spot.
With as many spells as Savz has, this really could be a big problem. It's all up on this though. Oh, he got his own
sets!
and Entomb.
Sarah now! And he's got an Entomb!
Well played.
I have no clue what's happening. He's got the Nightmare. Thijs is saying well played because this is hilarious, not because he actually won.
Sarah's everywhere. Look at that. What a player.
Varian Rin now reads Battle Cry, put Ysera from your deck onto the battlefield. Mother
All right.
Here's the big problem. We were saying Thijs might have the edge to close it out in the fatigue, but Savz also has cards like Entomb, which are fantastic for fatigue. But he's also dying, so does he have enough time? This is such a hard thing. Ysera Awakens is a really relevant card right now, Crypt, because damage...
Off of his deck list and consider every possible imaginable play in this situation.
He definitely needs to, I think he really hopes that he can get a North what's it called? The Alkanized Soul Priest, but he can't use that Circle of Healing anymore. So he's going to draw some cards. He's almost certainly going to Entomb. If he can get that, if he was able to get the Alkanized, maybe he could have also used some of that first.
He can Nightmare a Taunt to stop damage, by the way.
Oh, you're right. That's such a clutch move, because Nightmare kills at the beginning of your turn.
Yep.
Oh, I love it. So that stops some damage for now. Of course, Thijs is pretty upset. He's looking pretty stressed. Fiery War Axe. I mean, Priest also drew a lot of cards. I want to get a count of how many cards we're actually at.
Priest has got like 5 cards at most, I think.
Okay, well, at this point, he needs to have something on the board, and definitely needs to at least keep hitting the armor up, because he's going to need as much health as possible. Because it's coming down to be a pretty epic game. So this looks like he can almost stabilize, but he's picking up kind of... this is the case where Warrior really wish it had some kind of execute. Because if you can execute Ysera, then Ysera Awakens has a chance to reset the board.
Let me change your mind.
Cabal on the Armorsmith is so big, and Thijs is losing grip very slowly from this game. And that Emerald Drake is really cool, but not really doing much here.
Alright, well this Awakens is going to have a big impact on the board. But, Ysera won't die, and there's another Ysera in the deck.
Mm-hmm. There's 2 Yseras. There's Ysera!
Yeah. And there's a lot of armor from that Armor Smith. I think that was the turning point.
Because you can't actually burn your opponent anymore.
Yep.
What cards do you have? Okay, he needs enough minions, like Laughing Sisters. It's pretty relevant, too.
Yeah.
A lot of board pressure.
I don't see how Thijs wins this game. The last time I said that, the opponent disconnected, so I guess that could happen.
I wield the power.
Not now, Crip! Holy Nova's not really it. You know, it's going so long without hitting the other Ysera, but it's perfectly fine. Savz has got so many good cards ready in the bottom of his deck here. That Entomb has been so clutch. I think Thijs is basically on his... he only has like 2 turns, 3 turns maybe at most.
He's got an Onyxia though. I think if he draws Onyxia, there might be some hope. Oh!
It is! Onyxia up top! And there's no AoE clear.
Not anymore.
He used both circles. He used Shadow Word Death. He used Sylvanas. He used his Entomb.
He's got the Dream, but he's gonna have to keep getting good Ysera parts for this to work.
But Ysera has, like, the Laughing Sisters. That Twilight Guardian might be useful to see. You have Ysera as your final card. Oh, sorry, you have 2 cards remaining. I mean, there's a possibility for that.
Yeah. It looks really bad, but I think it's a good opinion.
I do like the idea of trying to grind it out. However, if Priest is hitting fatigue much quicker than the Warrior is, based off its draws, then it's going to need to also heal itself. You have to definitely consider how much you want to heal, for sure.
Looks like Savz is going to try to go for an aggressive approach.
Okay.
Could work.
Dream.
Could absolutely work.
So he's going to try to see if he can draw something really nice here. Another
Okay.
Dream!
That's pretty good.
Just to keep the Onyxias bouncing. I mean, for Thijs though, Onyxia kind of left mini Boombots if you think about it. It's just like Boombots guaranteed do 3 damage.
Yeah, but those only did 6 damage total. That's nothing.
Ah.
Dr. Boom. Dr. Boom frowns on your statement.
To pressure for the kill because Tank Up is so strong, but Warrior has definitely missed a couple of armor ups here. And I think if you're gonna... Dude, I don't even understand anymore. Injured Blade Master, like anything that he puts out as like a reasonable sized threat is also pretty significant. He's starting to play a little bit of the clear. I do like killing the Onyxia though, for sure. Dream Ysera so you can get maximum value. He's running out of time. Oh my goodness, Savz ran out of time here. I think he wanted to play the 2 Twilight Whelps so we can get them onto the board, and now the board is vulnerable a little bit. Oh, did he get it out time?
Looks like you missed
one.
Drake. Yeah.
Okay, not bad. It helps fill out the curve. So Azure Drake and the Fierce Monkey. You got something you can tank up. So as yet to hit Nefarian. Exquisite so far. Not even Ramsey could be too salty about this game.
Yeah, all that Thijs has to do is stall. I think this game might be reliant on Ysera Dreams.
Okay,
If he gets like Awakens, then I think Savz can maybe... Like, if he gets like 2 Nightmares and Awakens, I think he can do like some crazy burst combo before he's dead.
Okay, Thijs is keeping the Auchenai alive because he doesn't want the Auchenai to heal. Oh no, he didn't get the last tech! Ah! He messed up! No! Not like this! Why? Oh, after all we've been through, this is how it goes? He loses the Fierce Monkey
man.
and Thijs is regretting everything right now. Oh my goodness. A second too late might have costed him a big opportunity. It's not that the game's over, but the advantage has been definitely given more over to Savz, and that's rattled Thijs a lot. Emperor's not really anything here.
Do anything there. That's a decent Ysera pull, by the way. The Emerald Drake.
Okay. I don't know if we're gonna
Racing.
actually at that point if the fatigue is actually going to matter. So in 5 turns. So sick. Oh, I would love it. I would love it if that was the case. You know, realistically, it might also be the thing where like you want to. Okay, Savz also roping. He's gonna use this ping. And it looks like he's trading it in. Okay, I like it. I think you definitely just want to play to keep away because the fatigue is definitely against you and you need to heal. Your Sarah Awakens is also very dicey.
Is it Nefarian? Is it Nefarian?
No. No. It's pretty bad.
That's pretty.
He's also gonna try to hit to accelerate the fatigue. To the face! I like it! Oh, this is going down so close, Crip. 3 damage next turn. Oh, sorry, 2 damage, my bad. 3 damage the following turn.
He has to heal.
4.
He has to heal.
Here. I don't know if he has enough time.
He has to play.
You still have to draw double Nightmare this turn, I think. Something like that. I think he's just gonna go for it. He has to go for a huge amount of burst. Because I think he still has
Possible.
the opportunity to get the Ysera Awakens for the finish, or maybe even a tie?
Oh, it's 10 damage.
Nefarian has... Wait,
No,
he
it's
doesn't-
not.
He has the bash, he got bash! That's it! That's enough damage, right?
Is it? No, it's 2.
Damage of
It's
fatigue!
only 2. It's only 2.
Are you sure?
Oh, there's 3!
Hammer down! Nefarian!
Job's done.
What was that?
2 Yseras is not good enough.
That's the